Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning for everywhere out there in the world. What's going on, Mike? What's going on? What's going on? QM, just telling everyone to sell data. What's going on, bro? JBH. Good morning, JBH. John, 8K and coming. Well, like you said, something huge just after 8K to come. Let's jump on in, guys. John M, what's going on? Yo, man, good morning. Good morning, man. Good morning. What's going on, John? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Bitcoin, 23,730, or 7, not 7. I wish it was 7. Holy shit. 23,375. Pretty much doing nothing this morning so far. But the price action's getting tight. What can we expect to come up next? Let's talk about it. Bitcoin is looking a little heavy. It's looking a little heavy. What does it mean by Bitcoin's looking a little heavy? Well, looks like the bulls are having a tough time holding this above 23,300. And will we see some lower prices here today? Let's jump on in. Let's just get the chart rocking and rolling, man. Corey, what's going on, man? Good morning. Good morning, good morning. What's going on? He's got the sunshine up in this bitch. Franklin said, good morning, friends. What's going on, Franklin? Good to have you here, buddy. Dump, feds, dump. Is there, I don't think there's anything Fed going on today, guys. Let me see. Tuesday, we got some president speakers. You got some president speakers. Doesn't seem like there's anything crazy going on here. You got the home price index, so we'll learn a little bit about real estate today. We can turn it into some macro LARPs, you know, because everyone's a macro expert now. Let me take a sip of this. Everyone's a macro expert in 2023, even though half of us weren't even investors during the last financial crisis of 15 years ago. How many people were actually investing in stocks? Well, it had to be stocks at that time. How many people were actually investing in stocks during 2008? Put your hand in the chat. I was not. I was a wee old little lad back in 2008. I was like a little kid playing his Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2 back in 2008. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't out here slinging the stock market. What's going on? Mama, you said good morning, neighbors. What's going on? What was it? Man-made sounds. It looks like your name looks like Mama Sounds. Man-made sounds. What's going on, bro? All right, 23,374, guys. Let's just jump onto the daily time frame. So really not much going on here, guys. I mean, Bitcoin just kind of still holding this 23K region, right? The bulls are trying really, really hard to really just maintain this 30 EMA on the daily, man, which right now is coming in at 23,124. The same thing still remains, though, right? The bigger picture, I think, is what matters right now. We need to see the S&P continuing to hold this support down here, right? And I know, guys, right? We don't remember last week. Last week, everything was super, super bearish last week, right? S&P was dumping, DXY was pumping, but we're seeing the DXY actually start to, you know, if we just look at this very simplistically, right? We came up to the golden pocket and we got a rejection, and it looks like the DXY is starting to actually slightly break trend of this uptrend, right? Where you sort of have this one touch, you have this second touch, you have the third touch. It looks like you're peeking your little red head, right? Your little red head. You know, someone from Ireland. I can say that it's not racist because I am Irish, so I can make fun of Irish people. But it looks like we are poking our little head below that on the DXY there. So we'll see if we can get some continuation. I want to see a little bit more dumpage before I'm like, yes, the DXY is getting a dump. That should help Bitcoin. But you are poking your little head down from that. Really, it was the old rising wedge we were watching, which you broke out to the upside, came back in, held on a support, and now you're breaking it to the downside. So maybe with that little pump here was a little bit of a fake out on the DXY, right? So we'll watch that coming up. And the S&P, before I just wanted to touch on these before we jump into crypto, right? The S&P at the bottom of this falling, broadening wedge, which do break up to the upside more often than not. The same pattern that we broke out to the upside on the bigger picture when everyone was bearish at the lows of this pattern down here, right? So same type of deal, man. We're hoping for a rebound on the S&P, a pump on the DXY. But let's talk some Bitcoin, man, because we don't care about Bitcoin. We don't care about the S&P. We don't care about the dollar. Who cares about those things? We want to talk crypto, man. What's Bitcoin going to do? That's what we want to talk about this morning. Let's see. Crypto Shock said that you mean marketing and distribution. What? For what? What are we talking about here? Man, this coffee's good. Ever since I got that vinegar out of this coffee machine, guys, this coffee has been absolutely phenomenal. It's been delicious, and I couldn't ask for better coffee, even though I sometimes when I go get coffee somewhere else, like if I get a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, that coffee tastes absolutely phenomenal. I just want to drink that freaking coffee, bro, because it's I don't know. When you get a coffee from Dunkin', from a good Dunkin', there's bad Dunkins and there's good Dunkins. If you get a coffee from a good Dunkin', man, that shit hits the spot, bro. You get some milk in there. I kind of go back and forth. You know, we drink the coffee with creamer, sugar, milk. We drink it black. You know, we go all over the world here. But Bitcoin here on the 4-hour time frame. Still, see, guys, and this is why this is the level the bulls have to break back above this 30 EMA. Look at the continuous rejection. If you just shorted the 30 EMA this whole time, you would have made a freaking killing, right? Because we just cannot break above that level, right? I mean, look at it. We come up, get rejected. Come up, get rejected. Come up, get rejected. Come up, get rejected. This is the line in the sand. There ain't nothing bullish, really, for like the immediate short term, unless Bitcoin can crack these EMAs, right? If we start closing candles back above here, right, and we hold this as support, we're looking for that 25K region, man. We really, really, really are. But the market is indecisive. Look at market cipher down here, guys, on the 4-hour time frame. You're printing a red dot, green dot. This is what I thought was going to happen, right? We talked about this last night. How you're going to keep printing these dots, right? Red, green, red, green, red, green. They're really not going to mean anything because the market is a little indecisive right now, right? You see down here on the 4-hour time frame, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot. The market doesn't know what it wants to do. The price is getting tight, right? The price is getting almost as tight as this guy's pants. You know what I mean? Look at this guy's pants, right? He can't decide if he needs new jeans. He can't decide if he needs, maybe he just needs to lose some weight. He doesn't know what he needs to do, right? But he knows that he probably needs to figure something out. And Bitcoin's probably in that same narrative right now. Bitcoin needs to figure something out on the short-term time frames. But as long as we stay up below here, like, could we see a retest down here of the lows and finally get that sort of bullish divergence, which, well, when price starts dumping, right? Because, okay, we made a higher low. Ignore this wick on Bybit, right? This big wick was on Bybit. Screw Bybit, man. All the other exchanges, like, bottomed out right here at 23.1. Bybit pushed all the way down on the wick, all the way down to 22,745, you know, and they came back up. But ignore this wick. I just have the Bybit chart because that's where I trade on Bybit. But, you know, right here, will price, you know, if we continue to get rejected here, will price come back down, sweep these lows? I mean, this was option number 2. Sweep these lows like this, make a lower low, okay? And then this comes down, whoop, comes down. This makes a higher low, whoop, and you make a little bullish divergence, and we pop just right back up, just like we did over here, where we made a lower low, and we made a higher low on the 4-hour, and then we went, whoop, right back to the upside. Could do something like that. Right, and that's kind of my next long. I'm really not interested in longs right here. The only way I'm going to go long is if Bitcoin pops down here, pops back up, right, breaks back above these lows with some bullish divergence. I'll probably go long like right there, right. That's the only way I'm interested in any type of long right now. Shorts, hey, keep shorting the 30 EMA until it doesn't work, man. That's kind of been it. Take a care of business. He said, we get it. You like Bybit. I do like Bybit, man. That is my favorite place to trade, is on Bybit. I've never had a problem with Bybit. I don't know. Some people say they don't like us. What's your favorite place to trade? I see a lot of people like BitGet now. I see a lot of people like... I see most people like to trade on either Bybit. They like to trade on BitGet. I've seen a lot of... those are mainly the two that I see for the most part. Where does everyone like to trade, man? Feeling a little bearish, said Lazarus. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm feeling a little bit iffy on the short-term time frames. The only reason I say that is, like we said, I mean, the price is getting a little droopy here below these EMAs. Things can change quick. They can change awfully freaking quick. If you guys remember, that we talked about the DXY. If the DXY dumps today, Bitcoin is probably going to get a pump. So like sometimes those macro things can help you rather than hurt you like they've done all the last year for the most part. MEXC. Cody said BitGet. MEXC. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on MEXC too. That's what I was thinking of. MEXC. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Bybit, MEXC, BitGet. You know, seems like people are like said screw Qcoin. Qcoin was popular for a while. What else was popular for a while? Binance US. Seems like people said screw Binance US. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just said really screw you to like the old platforms. But yeah, I mean, back in the day, it was like Bitfinex. It was some old ass shit. Kraken, right? People don't really use Kraken anymore. All right, but let's see what we got. So Bitcoin on the daily time frame. The daily still looks good to me, right? So we might say, okay, the short-term time frames, they look a little iffy. We can't break these previous lows flipping into resistance, right? We can't break it, right? So the short-term time frames, maybe we get a retest of the lows, right? And we try to make some bigger W pattern, which is cool. I mean, sometimes the price needs to go down to find buyers to come back to the upside, right? The daily time frame, to me, still looks very, very bullish. Right, we're still at this point, right? We're still making higher lows and higher highs. Okay, so the just basic higher lows and higher highs is good. The stock RSI is what gets me bullish on Bitcoin here, right? It's really the combo of the stock RSI and the MACD, or not the MACD, Market Cipher. Market Cipher, if you can today, right? If you can just go sideways for 2 days or have a green candle. Okay, you are going to paint this green dot on Market Cipher on the daily. The last time you did that, you got a God candle to the upside. Not going to say you're going to get a God candle to the upside this time, right? But if you look at kind of the situation we're at, we're chilling right at that 30 EMA, right? Just like we were this last time, right? The daily stock RSI was bottomed out. You got that cross to the upside. You got the daily green dot. that did push you up to higher prices. So we kind of got that same setup coming up on these medium-term time frames where, okay, short-term might get a little downside. You know, if the dollar dumps, you might pump. You know, we're very indecisive on the short-term time frames, guys. I think everyone kind of knows that. We're kind of indecisive here. It's tough to give a call. But the daily, I'm still, dude, I still remain with my same stance, guys. It's hard for me to be bearish on the daily and up, right? As we're sort of sitting in the same position we were down here. I'm still looking for that sweep up to like 26K, right? To take out all the shorts, right? As we sort of have allowed the daily stock, right? And everything to kind of reset, right? This whole consolidation up here has allowed everything to reset. Everything was way over pumped, you know, like we pumped from 15K all the way up to 25K in a span of like a month, right? So we needed to cool off. And what we've done the last month, since really January 23rd, we've been going sideways. So about 40 days of really chop suey. It doesn't seem like it, right? We've been excited, we've been fearful, but really Bitcoin hasn't gone anywhere, right? That's what I keep saying, man. It's like a merry-go-round of it's so over, we're back, we're so back. It's over, it's so over, we're back, we're so back, right? But really Bitcoin hasn't gone nowhere in the last month. You know, and that's sort of my take here is like, as long as you continue to stay above this low, right, and especially stay above the daily trends, which is the 30 EMA and the 50 EMA, there isn't anything to really be panicking about here on the medium-term time frames. And if anything, they've been reset super, super nicely, and I really, really like that. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Wayne said Mount Gox. Yeah, remember Mount Gox? Mount Gox got absolutely chirpuku to the downside. Chirpuku'd. I don't know if that means anything bad in some other language, but I'm probably saying, chirpuku. That maybe means something bad in some other language. Cody said, I'll believe that when it happens on chain, not until then. Oh, we're talking about Mount Gox. Taking care of business said, speaking Mount Gox, that must be soon now. They pushed it back 5 times. Yeah, dude. When are these Mount Gox people supposed to get their crypto back? Dude, I want them to get their Bitcoin back, man. I mean, that's not fair. I hope everyone that got hurt in 2022 gets their crypto back too, right? Everyone, the freaking BlockFi peeps, Gemini peeps, FTX peeps, Celsius peeps. It's not fair, man. And just because you are bad with managing your funds, you have to punish all these people with their crypto on that exchange. And I know it's keep your crypto off exchanges, but you gotta understand, a lot of people got in crypto in 2021. They didn't know that, right? And a lot of people got absolutely screwed because of it. So I hope all those people, and if you guys are one of those peeps, I hope you eventually get your stuff back, man. Money, crypto, right? I'm sure you probably just forgot about it by now. You probably just read it off as a lost cause. But man, it's not fair to a lot of people though. Because these stupid exchanges like that, there's such good companies in the bull market, and they can't handle one bear market. They just get absolutely destroyed. All right, let's see what we got. So yeah, like the daily guys, daily. My big take is this, and this is my overall outlook. You can agree, disagree, right? My overall outlook is still that this big FTX dump was a giant deviation. This to me was supposed to be the low, right? This was supposed to be low. 17.6 to me was supposed to be the bottom. That's always been my take. It is what it is, right? I think this was kind of forming that low, right? And then FTX happened, right? And then we got complunked back down to the downside. This was a big deviation, spring, right? Whatever you want to call it. Allowed the big money to be able to accumulate down here for 2 months, right? And then you got to push back up to the upside. Very similar to the wick off number 1, right? When you came back down, you made a lower low on the spring, and I think this is my take. I think we're somewhere in this region here, right? Somewhere in this region here before we get that next move to the upside. We could go sideways for another month, another 2 months in this range, guys. So we could stay between like 21K and 25K for like 2 more months. Imagine that. That would be so painful. For both sides, right? Bears waiting for that dump to buy lower, and bulls waiting for that breakout. Just gets us, gets us ready for climax, and then we just stay there for 2 months. That would be brutal. But to me, yeah, we're right up here in this range. My personal opinion, right at that resistance. FTX was the spring, and we're sort of just waiting for that overall. What's going to cause us to push us over that 25K level? I don't know. right? There's always some narrative, in my opinion. You know, when you have these accumulation and distribution patterns, there's always some bearish on a distribution pattern. There's always some bearish news on an accumulation pattern. There's always some bullish news. I don't know what it's going to be. You never know. You never really know. But yeah, man. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. And if I had to guess, you know, I still take this golden pocket right here at 26K. We've been talking about this for freaking weeks. Ever since over here, it makes so much sense to come up here, take all the shorts out from 25,200, see another pullback, right? Make another higher low, right? Scare everyone because we're going back below 25K, and then get that move back up. I know it's not fun, right? We want to go straight from 25 to 30K, right? That's the narrative. I think that would be too easy for both sides, to be honest. Let me see. Now I'm full balling. Nice, dude. What else we got in here? Let's see. Lazarus said, yeah, I wrote it off. Lazarus, I hope you get that back, my friend, dude. It's not fair, bro. It's not fair. I only lost a penny on Gemini. Nice, dude. That's good. Dan said, Bath, I want my former group project members to lower my casket so they can fall. What are you guys talking about in the chat, man? Sometimes you guys have the weirdest conversation in the chat. And like, I'm talking about crypto and I go in there. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. And I just read the chat without knowing the context because that's what I do. I have a big mouth and I just read the chat without context. Happens all the time. Literally all the time. Today's the monthly close, by the way, guys. It keeps throwing me off because it's only the 28th. And I always forget that February only has 28 days. You know, what is this? Why does February only have 28 days? I still don't understand. Why can't you just take one day that has 1 month that has 31 days? Or take 2 months that has 31 days, right? Take September and take freaking October. Take those 2 days, add those 2 days to February. Bada bing, bada boom. February's got 30 days. The other one's got 30 days. Everything you just have 30 days. You know, but you know, I guess we got to make this confusing and make February have 28 days to throw Jordan off. You know, because that's what the world wants to do. They want to throw Jordan off his groove here. DYDX. Yeah, we'll look at DYDX. DYDX is getting a little pumped today. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time on Bitcoin because Bitcoin's in that confusing stage, like we've been saying, guys. Really just fighting. We got the market open in 20 minutes. DXY is breaking trend, guys. I mean, this to me looks like one big fake out for the DXY to the upside, guys, right? We were watching this wedge. It looks like you got that fake out to the 618, right? And now you came back into the wedge, and now it looks like you're dropping. So the DXY is breaking to the downside, which is really, really good sign. And the S&P futures, they were up a little bit more earlier. Now they're kind of flat. S&P futures are down, but the NASDAQ is actually still up big. It's interesting little. Hey, is that the NASDAQ futures? Oh no, the NASDAQ's actually flat too now. So we'll see what that gives us, going into the rest of the week on S&P. But we want to see the DXY done. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing for us here. Let me see. February used to be considered an unlucky month, so they made it 28 days, which is actually the old number of days per month before accurate calendars. Is that really why? Like February used to be called an unlucky month, so they made it shorter. I could see that. You know, humans like to sort of mess with time like that. I thought the whole point of a month is that was how much time like a certain thing took, right? I don't know what the month is, you know. I know day, you sort of got the moon revolving around, and then you got a year, which is the earth going around the sun. I don't know what the month is, though. I think that's something. All right. Anyways, guys. It's the monthly close. Let's go look at the monthly chart real quick because, you know, we'll talk about this more tonight. Tonight, guys, you know, if Bitcoin's in the same spot, I want to talk some longer term charts tonight because I like talking about longer term charts. And I think we've been talking about short term to death. So I want to talk about some longer term charts tonight. But Bitcoin on the monthly, 23,427. Really, guys, I'm looking for Bitcoin to get the highest monthly close that it's had since June. If we can close anywhere above 23,311 today, that would be very, very. I mean, it's the best that we can get, in my opinion, is a close above that 23,311 mark, which was the July of 2022 high. That would be super, super good, right? And then you kind of look at the next spot. That's 23,959. I don't know if we get a close above that. If we do, that would be really bullish monthly close here. But you need like a pretty good pump today to get you back above that. So I think our goal should be a close above the July high, right? And we sort of play it as, and then we sort of shoot. I mean, the next one would be 32K, which, I don't think that's, realistic today, obviously. But yeah, I mean, the monthly time frame, guys, it's interesting because now you got this big indecision candle, and it kind of describes the market perfectly, right? In this month, you've had a pump up to 25,200. You've had a dump down to 21,300. It's been an indecisive month, and it describes the market perfectly right now, man. But I look at some of the longer term indicators after a year of bear market, which Bitcoin always does, right? A year of bear market. A year of bear market. It's literally at the exact same time every single time. Okay, Bitcoin gets the reversal. And if you look at the indicators down here, man, Market Cipher painting that monthly green dot, which it did right here, which it did right here, right, after the bear market, and it did right down here on October 15th, right before the bull market started, and you look at the MACD, right, on the monthly time frame, whenever it starts to curl back over on the monthly, right at the same point that it always does every single time, right at this like negative 0.14 mark. That means that not necessarily the bull market is starting, but that you're in the accumulation phase, right? You're in the phase where typically if you start accumulating after the monthly MACD starts flipping back over, you are killing it, right? You are killing it going into the next year. And same thing on the monthly stock RSI, right? When this starts pointing back to the upside, you're in accumulation phase. All this shit looks good on the monthly as far as indicators goes. Price action, we need a little bit more boost. I would like a little bit more boost. I want to close this a little bit higher to get a bullish monthly candle, but overall, pretty indecisive, right? Pretty indecisive candle. Really doesn't tell you much. You're at resistance with a wick on the upside and downside here. Let's see. That 32K, 10 a.m., let's freaking go. 32K by 10 a.m., let's go. Imagine. I wouldn't believe it. I definitely wouldn't believe it. Mike said that February candle for ants. Yeah, that was a pretty lackluster month. You know what I mean? That was a pretty lackluster month for us here. I will have to say. It was pretty lackluster for little old Bitcoin. John said, just tuning in, are we going to see 69K or 6,900 today? We want moon or doom, don't we? Is there any doom boys left? Where's my doom boys in the chat, guys? Is there any doom boys yet? I don't know. I don't know if there's any doom boys left in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Proud Gunner said, day is Earth rotation. Year is Earth's orbit around the sun. And the moon phase are kind of a month beginning to end. Oh, okay. I never really knew what the month was. Is there any reasoning for the week, or is a week just a man-made, way to separate a month into four parts? I don't know anything about the weeks either. I really know nothing about that kind of stuff, to be honest. All right, let's see. Let's look at, what should we look at here? Let's look at total real quick, and we'll jump onto some altcoins as we get close to the market open today. There are some altcoins doing some shit. The weekly today, guys. Man, we really want total to hold above this weekly level right here, right? So basically, you see how important this level is, guys. This was resistance that you're trying to hold as support right now. You're really tugging on that line, right? You're tugging on that shit, and you got this obviously all-time high trend line coming down as well, acting as support. So you really want to start holding this level right here for total. Let me switch to the monthly real quick. Let me see. The monthly's sitting right there too, right? I mean, the monthly is flirting with that monthly high from November. That was the FTX high, right? That was before we hit the FTX high. We had the massive dump. That's where we're sitting right now on the monthly time frame. I would love to close above 1.029 trillion. I would love that. Might be tough, right? I mean, especially with Bitcoin at a little resistance here. It might be tough to close above that today, but same kind of deal. I mean, that's the big level to watch right there. I mean, if you break this on a monthly close, or even a weekly close, actually not a weekly close, because we already did that on a weekly close. On a monthly close, right? We're looking at 1.17 trillion. all the way back up here on the monthly time frame. So it's kind of that same deal, man. You're kind of sitting there at that November high from the FTX dump, and you're finding a little resistance at that level. Same thing. You should paint a green dot on the monthly time frame tonight. You should paint the monthly green dot on total market cap for total too. So that ain't no joke, guys. That's a high time frame. That's a high time frame to get that bullish signal on, right? There's so many bullish signals, man. We've had bullish signals up the wazoo on the longer term. We ain't talking short term, longer term time frames, right? The hash ribbons buy signal on the weekly. We got that back in January. Ever since we got that, man, it crushed it to the upside. RSI getting back over the 40 level, man. Whenever it's done that in the past, right? Every single time, and this 40 level on the RSI always acts as support resistance. Always. If you go back and look, it always does. This is something I used to look at way back in the day, and I say, hey, let me bring it back up. Let me see if it's still valid. It definitely is still valid. So we broke that level on the weekly RSI, right? When we did it in 2019, it was obviously we were coming up, and we boomed it. Actually, if you look at this point right here, guys, in 2019, right here. You see this? We got resistance right here at like this 57 level, where we were struggling for 1, 2, 3, about a month. We were struggling right here. We couldn't go up, right? Probably right here. A lot of people saying that's the top of the move. We're coming back down, right? RSI was struggling at this 58 level. If you look, we've been struggling here for about a month. Where's the RSI at that 58 level, right? Kind of struggling here. I don't know, man. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. But interesting. I've always seen the comparisons to 2019, but it's super interesting. All right, enough macro talk. Enough macro talk, man. We don't want no more macro talk. We don't want no more macro talk, bro. Why do we want no macro talk? Because macro talk. Who likes macro talk? Not macro, like as far as outside Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin longer term charts. It's always been my favorite thing to look at. But in times like these, those tend not to be the most fun things to talk about. Let me see. Fahid said, will YouTube ban me, though? I mean, it's all good and fun. Or I'll use a puppet that does... Fahid. Oh, no. Fahid, you could do that. Fahid, search on YouTube. Shit. Search Diego Puppet on YouTube. You'll find, you'll find this funny puppet guy. He does like a bunch of skits. He fights with his wife, right? He hates his damn wife. He's an alcoholic. And he doesn't get banned. And that shit's pretty damn funny, man. Search it up on YouTube. And you're probably going to look at something like that. That shit's hilarious. If you haven't seen that, by the way. Those things are absolutely hilarious. I think I've watched all of them maybe like 2 or 3 times. Every single one of them. Mr. Hart said snow day. It's snowing a little bit here in New York. I mean, there's probably an inch on this. There's probably an inch on the ground, if that. That's the most snow that's been on the ground this whole year. It really hasn't been winter. Hasn't been winter, for sure. For sure. All right, let's go look at ETH. So what's ETH doing? Still, you broke off from this falling wedge, right? Breaks up 69% of the time. You did get the breakup. You back tested the top of the wedge, and now you're trying to get that continued move up. 4 hours a little bit. The 4 hour in ETH, I guess, looks a little bit better. And I've said this, man. ETH has been holding up better than Bitcoin on any time frame you look at. Right here, you got resistance on the 4 hour EMAs. You dump back to the bottom of the wedge, came back up, broke out. And you're kind of just flirting with these EMAs, right? Very indecisive again on Ethereum, just like Bitcoin. Just super indecisive here. You are posting that 4 hour green dot, but you also just posted the 4 hour red dot and flipped bullish like almost instantly. So it's indecision, right? These things don't really matter at the current moment because you keep flipping back from bullish, bearish, because these 1 hour, 4 hour time frames are just tight, right? We talked about it earlier. They are so freaking tight, man. They don't know what to do. See that lint in this guy's belly button, man? I don't know. Same thing with ETH, man. He doesn't know if he should get new pants, or he doesn't know if he should, just decide to hit the treadmill and lose some weight. He doesn't know what he wants to do. Right, so same thing for ETH. I still gotta say that if we let's go to some of the higher term time frames. Let's see, 6 hours still up, 8 hours still up. Let me look at the 12 hour, and let me see if the daily actually posted the green dot here. Come on, daily load, boy. Okay, we don't want to load. Don't want to load. All right, the daily should post the green dot today. No matter really what any price action you get, it should post the green dot today. In theory. So the last time you got that for ETH, man, that was the day before you got this massive God candle that pushed you from 1550 all the way up to 1683. So could we see something the same? And will they come up and sweep the highs again? We've said it. Will they come up and sweep the highs again? Because they still have, if you guys are into vector candles, they still have this 4-hour vector candle at the highs that they haven't retaken yet, right? So it's a lot of the same shits that we've been talking about, really all in this range. It's boring at this point, right? But my thought process still hasn't broken. As long as you hold the daily 30 and 50 EMAs, there's no reason to be bearish. Let's not keep spinning from it's over to we're back, it's over to we're back, it's over to we're back, right? In this constant cycle. Just because the 15-minute time frame looks bearish and then a 15-minute time frame looks bullish does not change the daily, right? The daily is still holding trend. The daily's still above the 50 EMA on the daily, right? You came up, back tested, and now all of a sudden the daily wants to post that green dot. I don't know, man. I think, if you guys are into patterns, this to me looks like a little bit of whoopsie, doopsie, cup and handle to that next target at 2K. I know that sounds crazy. Everything always sounds crazy until it happens, right? But I don't know. To me, man, ETH still looks pretty damn juicy, at least for the short-term time frames. As you're above all important EMAs on every time frame, right? So that's really that. But Bitcoin's got to behave here. Bitcoin's got to behave for sure. Bitcoin's got to behave. And we said this ETH on the weekly, man, just keeps flirting with this all-time high trend line, right? It's the same damn price action as 2019. We say it consistently. So much price action. What's going on, DJ? DJ, what's going on in the chat, buddy? Sergio. Prauger. Why did I say it like that? Prauger. Vahid said, if I was on coke right now, I'd be tripping. You don't want to be on coke, man. You've been talking about coke a lot lately, Fahid. Like, everything okay over there, buddy? You've been talking about coke a lot in the chat. Just want to make sure everything's going okay over there, Fahid, But yeah, I mean, we're getting squeezed between the bull market support band and all-time high trend line. We've been doing this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. Price is getting tight, man. If you guys need a little hopium, which I actually don't think is hopium, man. I think more people, I've always said this, I still think more people want the price to go down than up. I'm still convinced of that based off what I see on Twitter and stuff like that. So is it really hopium? To me, and I've said this, I think it's more hopium to be looking for prices to the ridiculous prices to the downside. Still people calling for 600 ETH, 800 ETH, right? I think that's ridiculous at this point, man. I'm like, the only way that happens is like you have some crazy freaking event. Like you need something crazy. Even in June, when every altcoin was crashing 90%, ETH went down to 872, bounced. Even during the FTX dump, still made a higher low, despite Bitcoin making a lower low. Crazy to me, man. Crazy to me calling for $600 ETH. Could it happen? Sure. But you're going to need some massive event to cause a $600 ETH, in my opinion. I mean, from the point you are right now, not even from all-time highs, that is another 60% drop on Ethereum. And I don't see 60% of people selling their ETH at this point. Like if you were going to sell, I think you've already done it by now. Same price action over here in 2019, right? Bull market support band coming up, all-time high trend line coming down. You were squeezed for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the 6th week, you broke to the upside right here. So it's kind of that same thing I'm looking at, right? Eventually, you're going to get squeezed. Like you don't have any room. Something's got to give. You still got some room here. Like this one could still, in theory, go sideways for like another 2 or 3 weeks here in theory. But same thing kind of remains. Monthly time frame, because it is the monthly close. The monthly on ETH. Man. So you are actually breaking these highs from October. You're breaking the FTX dump highs, which is good. The next high you're looking at is the August and July highs, which are at 1679. Right here. Let me actually mark these off as the monthly highs. And hopefully we can get a little bit of a move or stay. I'd love to close above that. I don't think that's going to happen today. Probably going to have to wait till next month if you want to see that. But the next target here is 1676. Let's get that monthly close above that bad boy. That would be super juicy. Super juicy. But, we still remain below the lows, just below the previous highs, just like BTC. Come on, BTC. What's DXY doing? Ooh, DXY is taking a massive dump. Massive dump from our wedgie here. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Do we need a little DXY talkage? Let's get some hype in the chat, man. We got 500 peeps in here, 122 likes. Let's get the energy up in the chat, man. As we're just hanging out talking some charts here this morning, let's get it, man. Let's at least get the 200 likes here this morning, guys. Let's get the DXY dump song playing because we want the DXY to dump. We do. So let's get a little DXY dump song going in the chat for today. We can get a little good juju for the DXY dump. Once again, the only country that wants their currency to go down is the US. Woo! Give it a shot. That's part of boot camp, brother. War is always coming. True. There always is war around the world. It's only when the news pushes the war. I've always said that. There's always a war going on in the world. But people only care about the one that's pushed by the news. Come on, baby. Let's dump this shit. We want to see this thing keep dumping today, guys. This would be at least hold up Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is kind of looking a little right, on the short-term time frames. That could change, but the DXY dumping could see hold Bitcoin at these lows until buyers start to step in whenever they want to step in. Music's too loud. Oh, thank you, John. John, appreciate that, my man. John M, man. John M's the homie, bro. John M. John M has been here, dude. John M, when did you start watching the stream, man? You've been watching the stream for quite a bit. Dump it so I can get a better exchange rate. What, from euro to US dollar? Let's see. Because DJ, you're from the UK, right? You're from the UK, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. April or May of 2021. That's like, yeah, I think I started actually streaming in, like, I think February of 2021. I was making videos for like a year before that, but yeah, that's pretty crazy, bro. 20 minutes until market open. Yeah, we'll stay on to the market open, guys. DXY dumping before, S&P coming up before, and Bitcoin just kind of holding out before. So interesting little morning here. Let's check some altcoins, man. Put it in the chat, guys. I mean, I do these morning streams for you guys just to kind of look at what you guys want to look at. If there's any Bitcoin, like, any Bitcoin charts you want me to look at, any indicators, anything like that. If there's any altcoins you want me to look at, just put them in the chat, guys. Put them in the chat, and we'll kind of jump through these. DYDX, a little bit of a fake out yesterday. Once again, guys, it's another day. Wait for the close on this bad boy, because yesterday we were also getting that breakout on DYDX yesterday, and then it closed below the resistance again. So yes, we're getting a pump up. Wait for the close. Very, very important. You don't want to be buying the breakout, wicks back into the triangle, right? And then it comes all the way down to the triangle, and you're like, shit, man, I'm down 20% because I couldn't wait for the close. Wait for the damn close. If it pumps, right? But it's better waiting for the close than to get in on this and be like, shit, man. And it dumps all the way back down here, and all of a sudden you're in a 15-20% loss because you just couldn't wait for that close, man. But like DYDX, I think it's continued to be one of the best gainers here. The decentralized exchange plays will continue to be rocking it. I'm looking for 323, then 365, and then 434 on DYDX. This has been my main DCA really as throughout the middle part of February here. Whenever it came back down to the bottom here, that was the DCA for me. So DYDX coming up. Like we said, 324, which is just this high, and then this high at 364 are my targets here. The target of this big symmetrical triangle, if you guys are into targets, measured move targets, I'm not a big fan of them, right? I prefer just resistance levels, but 488 would be the measured move target there for DYDX, which was consolidating for about a month, and a month-long consolidation after getting, daily green dot, 2-day green dot, 3-day. We'll post the green dot today as well. When you get the date, when I noticed if you get the daily, 2-day, and 3-day, right, all very close to each other, it usually is a very big move. So last time you got all three was right here back in January 21st. And obviously that was a big giant move for DYDX to the upside. So let's freaking go. Wait for the close. Be patient, right? Because if Bitcoin wants to take a dumper route today, it'll come right back into the triangle. You know? What other we got? What other we got? Let's see. BTC ETH chart. Let's look at BTC ETH. That's a good one to look at. I'm bullish on, right now I'm actually bullish on ETH versus BTC. I think we are sort of saying it's, let me see is it on the date? That's I think a 12-hour chart. The 12-hour bullish divergence is starting to play out finally. It was kind of doing its thing, but you had lower lows and you had lower lows on price action, higher lows on the on momentum here. So you had clear bullish divergence, which you're looking at, at least testing the W neckline here at about 7.2 on ETH BTC, which we know if ETH is going to outpace Bitcoin, that usually means that other alts will too, in the sense that when ETH outpaces Bitcoin, usually it's not when Bitcoin's super bearish, right? So that can kind of give you a little hint, right? If the ETH Bitcoin chart looks good, what that tells me is I don't expect a massive dump on Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin gets a massive dump, I'm talking like 5+%, ETH usually dumps more. So if this chart looks bullish, I'm not expecting ETH to dump more than Bitcoin here. You kind of get my sense here. So this does look good. Bullish div on the 12-hour, looking to push back up. I'm looking for that 7.2. But overall, man, I've always say this, like, this is a massive consolidation here for ETH. And though the ETH Bitcoin chart to me, during this bear market reminds me almost exactly the same as the price action that it did back down here during this bear market, right? We got sort of this inverse head and shoulder structure like this, right? And now ETH versus Bitcoin's got that left head, and now you're forming that right shoulder here at the tail end of this bear market, in my opinion. To eventually, right, whatever this is, later this year, 2024, 2025, eventually get that next step up versus Bitcoin. I know people will disagree, right? People like Bitcoin more than ETH and stuff like that, right? ETH is shit, all that stuff. But this is consolidating the same damn type of way to me, right? So we wait as this long, like we've been consolidating here since May of 2021. We're talking about a 2-year consolidation, right? Where everyone was expecting, right? Everyone was expecting ETH to get destroyed by Bitcoin in the bear market. Everyone was expecting all the way back at the lows, because that's typically what happens in a bear market. Instead, ETH outpaces Bitcoin in the bear market. What does that tell you? That tells you the strength of Ethereum. That's all it really does. Every other altcoin, for the most part, got complunked by Bitcoin in the bear market. Not ETH. Gained against Bitcoin. But yeah, super bullish on that, man. For the longer term charts, super bullish on that one. And even the shorter term looks pretty good. Let's see. Every post I was at is now closed. You think so? Dollar's just kind of chilling there. Bitcoin, I would like to see Bitcoin move up when the dollar's dumping like that. And same thing with the stock market, right? Stock market really not moving up on the futures here. So really what we want to see is how the market reacts on the open, man, because sometimes these pre-market things can be a little bit shady and kind of throw you off. Let's look at what else we see over here. What else? What else do we got in here, guys? What else did you put in here? Let me scroll up a little bit. Scrolling up. What do we got in here? Scrolling up. Drew said, only members in here. If you don't like the stream, you're a bitch. No one's a bitch, man. Let's not call people a bitch. Only Carl the Moon. We can only call Carl the Moon a little bitch.
And I'm here to bring you this cryptocurrency video. Bitcoin has fallen out from this falling wedge, and I have made 100x on my long position over here on Bybit. You guys should go use my Bybit link. Links down in the description. Bybit link.
We know! You like Bybit! Except Carl the Moon, right? I would love Carl to pop in the chat one time. I would play that just for him to see what he said. All right, let's see what we got. So, like I said, DYDX is a popular one. Some other alts, bro. you know, I guess there really ain't too much happening today, guys. EOS is actually getting a weird ass pump. EOS is getting a weird ass pump. I guess that's what we get for shitting on EOS. EOS up about 4% today. Nothing crazy, but a nice little move up nonetheless. Kind of forming out. EOS actually, let me actually go to like the 3-day on this. This is a 5-day. That should work too. Yeah. So like the weekly time frames, the 5-day had some nice. You see how like momentum is coming up as price continues to come down. All right, so like the weekly and this is the 5-day, but same type of deal, right? You got sort of this bigger bullish divergence on EOS, right? I mean, could this push you up higher? You could argue it's already kind of played out, but usually when you see these bigger divergences like this on like the bigger time frames, you're usually at least going to come up and tag sort of that neckline there, which is really the whole underside of this previous support, right? You got support, you got support, you got support, flipping as resistance. You come up and tag that again. Seems kind of likely at this point. And for EOS, we know this is one of the ugliest charts in crypto, in my opinion. But if you can get back in to this range and call this a deviation, if you can get back up here, hey, maybe it kind of redeems itself a little bit. You know what I mean? But EOS actually looks decent. Looks could just be catching up the rest of the market after it kerplunked in the bear market. You know, the DXY wedge is playing with my emotions. It is, dude. It keeps pumping to the upside, pumping to the downside. It keeps kind of doing everything this morning. Let's see. Man, TrueFi, should have bought some of that when I mentioned it before. Yeah, I mean, you got some decent pullbacks on some of this stuff. OP's pulling back pretty hard today. Where's Matic? I know the Matic flood was real yesterday. Matic doesn't seem to really be affected, man. I mean, Matic's flat today. If it was really that huge bad news, people would be flipping out, you know. So Matic back at, you know, just kind of chilling here. Not really doing too much, man. Not really doing too much. Back to the 50 EMA though, right? So you're still holding trend. It's looking a little iffy, right? You kind of deviated from this high, right? And now you're back inside this range. So it's a little bit iffy here on Matic for sure. But same type of deal. Like to get bullish now, you got to break back up above this high right here. You got to smack back above this high on Matic. And anywhere above 130, you're bullish again. But below this, you kind of like deviated, right? Came back up, tested this high again right here. Right? You had the high, you deviated the high, you back tested the high. So I mean, it's a little bit bearish price action. Not gonna lie. But you can easily redeem yourself if you get back above 130. That's only gonna happen if Bitcoin redeems itself and gets back above your 30 and 50 EMAs here, my guys. You know. Bigger picture though, right? I mean, I like to look at the bigger picture sometimes. Like we fret about all this stuff. If we go to, you know, the bigger picture for some of these altcoins that have held up significantly well, and we kind of look at where Matic is, and it's like, dude, Matic bottomed in June at 30 cents, right? And Matic, I mean, you could argue that since June, Matic's been in a freaking bull market, man. I mean, I know we like to say, oh, we've been so bearish. A lot of these strong altcoins have been in uptrend since June, right? Half the year last year when everyone's bearish, right? It's because Bitcoin's bearish, right? But like, look at Matic, bro. Since June, still up 288%. And you can say this about so many different alts, and that's why it's like, it's like, okay, the first half was super bearish. Like even Link, that really hasn't been doing anything, right? Bottomed in June. And even Link since that point, still up 40% from that point, right? What else? Uniswap bottomed in June of last year, right? Still up 111%. This is why I said if you've been buying strong alts since the middle of last year, even though the prices, like the sentiment was super bearish, you've killed it up to this point. You've literally killed it if you've been accumulating alts since last June. Strong ones. Even Doge since last June. Right? Where everyone's panicking. Even Doge is up 70% since June, bro. You know? I can go through XMR, right? Since June, up 60%. BNB, despite all the FUD on BNB, man, even BNB that got fudded to hell during FTX, since June, up 70%. You know what I mean? This is my kind of point, guys. It's like you don't realize that because Bitcoin might look a little shady and Bitcoin might make a new low, but the strong alts continue to remain strong, right? And they're literally still up, you know, close to, I mean, most of them are up 70+% from their June lows. It's been insane. Now, not all of them, right? We're talking about the strong ones here. I mean, like ADA. ADA got absolutely kerplunked to the downside. But that shows you which ones are strong. Which ones are super strong. DYDX, one we've been talking about since June, right? At this point, still up 200% since June. Litecoin. I can go all the way down the list, bro. Really, you've been in an uptrend since June. You could argue that. And this is why I like to say, to me, the real bottom was June for Bitcoin. Right? FTX kind of made everything struggle for another 2 months, right? But if you look at a lot of the altcoins, the fact that a lot of them bottomed in June, Litecoin up 130% since June, a lot of them bottomed in June. That tells me that June was the real low. Okay, FTX was that fake out spring that pushed everything, obviously back up to the upside and gave the bigger players time to accumulate below 20K. So interesting, man. I mean, I've always liked to say this. Right? Since when have you seen alts bottom before Bitcoin? You don't really see it, man. You don't really see it. BNB needs a miracle for a new all-time high. You think so, Beth? What's BNB's all-time high? Well, let me take a look. BNB's all-time high was $700. I think the one thing that's bad about BNB, not so much bad about BNB, but like its market cap is so big, right? It's not Bitcoin and ETH, which are staples, right? It's BNB, you know, which is not like Bitcoin and ETH. And it has a $50 billion market cap. So to get back to all-time highs, you basically need $150 billion market cap for BNB. Could you do it? I mean, maybe. But that is a big-ass number, bro. A big-ass number, bro. Let's see. Jordan is a Litecoin maxi until it's had its halving and he takes profits. Exactly, DJ. I'm in Litecoin for the halving, bro. Like, I'm out of all the Litecoin profits that I've made from this pump on Litecoin are all going into something else right before the halving, right? Because I know how this shit works. There's going to be a Litecoin run up, right, until the halving, or at least Litecoin's going to outpace Bitcoin up until the halving, okay? And because that's how it was in 2019. All right, and then I'm going to take all the profits from Litecoin and switch them into this projects that I actually want to hold. but I'm playing the narrative on Litecoin. It's important to play the narrative, in my opinion. I'm not like this, I'm not this guy who like actually likes Litecoin. I'm playing the Litecoin narrative. There's money to be made. There's money to be made. You know, is anyone actually a Litecoin maxi? I don't know. There actually is a Litecoin maxi. There's some guy on Twitter that's like, his name's Litecoin maxi. Let's see. 150 billion with APT, OP, Canto, Matic. True. Regulators on the tip. It was an early even play, but competition it's on its heels. Yeah. I think a lot of the decentralized exchanges are going to take that money too over time, right? My only argument to BNB going up again is, you know, people are nervous about centralized exchanges right now because we're in a bear market. But as soon as prices start ripping again, people are going to get that confidence back. They're not going to be like, oh, we're in a bull market. The exchange isn't going to go down, right? That's my only counter argument. And what I say by that is the newbies that come in, they're going to go, oh, nothing's wrong. I mean, crypto's printing money right now. I'm just going to put my money back on Binance and leave my money on exchanges again. You know, that's my only counter argument. But time will tell. I'm kind of ranting this morning, guys. What's DXY's chilling, ES is just holding out, and Bitcoin's just holding out. So everything seems to be holding out until market open. 2 minutes until market open. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. It's a tool. Wade said, does everyone realize that nobody really wants to own their coins? They're just being used for the next coin. You could say that about Bitcoin too. You know what I mean? I'll ask you this, Wade. Here's my point. And I'm just going to keep it real, guys. I'm just going to keep it real. If Bitcoin didn't go up exponentially over time and Bitcoin actually continued to lose value over time, would you still own Bitcoin for the tech? I'm going to ask you this. I'm just being honest. If crypto every year by year went down, let's say 5 years from now, crypto doesn't go up, okay? Let's say crypto goes down 20% every year for the next 5 years. Would you still want to be in crypto? And I want you guys to answer this truthfully. Be truthful. Don't be the guy who's like, yeah, man, I'm going to put all my life savings in crypto. I'm in it for the tech, even though it's going down 90% again after going down 90%. Be honest. Right? Let's keep it 100. Most people are in crypto because it's a speculative asset. And during bull markets, you can make better returns in the stock market. Let's keep it 100. Let's see. Hamilton said hodl. I'm a believer in the tech, but I'm in it for the money. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. That's. I mean, I do think there is a use for crypto in the future. I don't think we're near that yet, right? But most people use crypto as a speculative asset, a risk asset. You know, it's like tech stocks on steroids. You know. Let's see. With the fax machine. All right, guys. Bitcoin's kind of just chilling here this morning, guys. I'm going to call it a stream. Tonight's the monthly close. So tonight I want to go more into depth about some longer term charts. We'll see where Bitcoin ends up. I do think Bitcoin right now, how you get bullish in the short term, you get back above the 4-hour EMA, the 4-hour 50 EMA, which is at 23,590. You can get a close above that. I do think that you get that move to the upside, but you can see it clear as day, right? I mean, this is really all you need to look at. This is what you've been getting rejected from since Sunday, right? It's just rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection, making lower highs here. So this is the big thing to watch today, guys. If we close tonight somehow, some way above here, I'd probably be kind of bullish going up and testing that 25K level. But obviously, if we continue to look heavy, we keep trying to come up, testing this 50 EMA, getting rejected again, right? You got to think that Bitcoin eventually is going to lose support and come back down and test the 22.8 level to hopefully make some type of like lower low, higher low, bullish divergence to come back up, right? So, just watch this over time. I think the DXY is important to watch today. Will it actually break down, or is this another fake out little woo here? But I'm out. See you guys later. Adios. Have a fantastic day, guys. Don't stare at the charts all day. You'll go blind. Just kidding. You won't go blind, but you'll probably go nuts a little bit. Staring at this chop fest for Bitcoin. I'm out. See ya. Enjoy your coffee. Later. Mike, Bitcoin will probably pump tonight than Ruin has planned for tonight's stream. That's always what it is, Mike, right? Whenever I'm like, I want to talk some longer term charts today, right? Because Bitcoin's been a little boring and it's a monthly close. That's when Bitcoin gets a massive pump. And I wouldn't be surprised. It's the monthly close. There's always some shenanigans on the monthly close, man. Always some shenanigans on the monthly close. All right, guys. Later, I'll probably end up going live a little bit early today just because I want to actually catch the monthly close. So I'll probably end up going live at like 6:30, right? So we can get live before the monthly close actually happens, so we can talk about it and see if there's any volatility at the monthly close. Because sometimes there can be some volatility in the monthly close, either before or after, as you start that fresh new candle, right? So catch you guys up like 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Later, have a fantastic day, guys. Peace. And we gotta wait for this to load so you guys could see my beautiful face for a couple more minutes. Sound good? Sound good? I think so. Man-made sounds that I hate saying goodbye to. I hate saying goodbye to you guys. I do. That's why I stream more than anyone in crypto, because I just enjoy talking about it. Later. Peace.